into another edition of the 2024 MLB Draft Spotlight Show. Excuse me. This is going to be the two-way edition. Harvard-Westlake's own Bryce Rainer, shortstop, right-handed pitcher extraordinaire. Bryce, been looking forward to this show for a few weeks now, man. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah. Thank you for having me on here.
Absolutely, absolutely, dude. So I like to start the show the same way every week. It's kind of an open book and open forum. Bryce Rainer, who are you on the field, man? How do you like to think? How do you like to tick? Like, what kind of a player are you? And then off the field, passions, hobbies, like how do you kill your spare time?
Yeah. So I would say on the field, I would say I have a pretty slow heartbeat. Don't let the highs get too high, lows get too low. Um, I can help the team win on both sides of the field, pitching, hitting, defense, and yeah, off the field. I mean, besides baseball and what goes with baseball, like lifting and all that stuff, I would say golf is probably my biggest hobby outside of baseball. Uh, Other than that, just hanging out with friends and the family.
Yeah. You any good?
I'm decent. I wouldn't classify myself as good, but I can play a little bit.
I like it. Okay, I like it. All right, so the first I want to start you off with a question that I don't ask everybody, and it's, you've been a guy that in scouting circles has been known since you were in ninth grade, like Bryce Rainer, the complete package, plays shortstop, great arm on the mound. What kind of uniqueness do you think that has provided you over the last 4 years, kind of going through your amateur baseball journey?
I've never really like sat down and thought about it. I've kind of just treated it the same as I always have. Like it's still just a game, and I'm playing it because I love it and it's fun. So yeah, I mean, I've never really thought about that per se.
Hmm.
That makes
Okay.
sense.
All right, so we'll jump into the spring because that's what I really want to talk about. You are off to a blazing start with the bat. You're to like 97, 98 on the mound. What's clicked for you this spring, dude? Because you've really taken your game to a new level.
Yeah, I would say the off season was probably the biggest reason because of that. I took it really seriously, put on some good weight, and just fixed a few things. And yeah, it is showed so far.
So what'd you focus on during the winter? Because I've seen the clips. I was down there probably a month ago. I saw you for just a really brief look, and you look noticeably stronger, especially in the lower half. You've broadened out a little bit. Was the weight room, was the diet, was that a big piece of it?
100%. Weight room was like 100% because of that. Eating didn't really change that much, to be quite honest. Just working out the right way for my body. So kind of figuring that out was a big, big deal.
Cool. Yeah, you haven't lost a tick from the athleticism too. It's really you play a very very fun brand of baseball to watch. You mentioned that you wanted to tinker some things, and I wanted to bring up last summer just briefly with you because I know that it was a roller coaster for you, right? There were some ups, there
Yeah.
were some downs. You got to experience a lot of things that not a lot of kids your age get to do. What
hmm
was what was that entire summer like for you? Kind of talk me through it.
It was. I would say just the over. It was fun. It was a fun summer. Summer baseball's always been fun, and I don't think it ever will change. Um, I would say it was probably the most important summer that I've had so far. Did face a lot of adversity throughout. Um, Kind of struggled for a long period of time, which I haven't really gone through up until that point. So being able to, come out of that with an open mind and be like, all right, what's wrong? What am I doing wrong? And fixing that, I think was probably the most important thing that's happened to me in my career so far. So just learning how to, work through failure.
I'm glad that you put it that way because I think a lot of players your age, especially with your resume and your track record, don't ever get to go through that struggle.
Mhm.
And you always did it with your chin held high, and I really, really respected the hell out of that. So I got to ask, was that the toughest summer for you? Was that your biggest like stretch of adversity in your amateur career?
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Interesting, sweet
Yeah,
and simple. Um,
yeah.
all right, so 12 months ago, maybe a little bit longer. I'm trying to think back. You committed to the University of Texas, the Longhorns.
Yes.
What was it about Texas and Austin that had you pulled in?
You know, so I toured a few schools, liked all of them, but I would say it's just a really cool city. I was kind of blown away when I got there. I was like, wow, this is actually a lot cooler than I thought it was going to be. And just the culture around their program and their coaches, I really liked and really connected with. So it was kind of like just a gut decision. Just it felt right, and now I'm a Longhorn.
Now you're a Longhorn indeed.
Yeah.
So as you look forward a little bit, the rest of your spring, what kind of goals do you have the rest of the way? Are you close to achieving those goals? Like what's left?
Oof. Um, I mean, not really. I have like some little goals with teammates, like who's going to make the least amount of errors and kind of little things like that, just to have some competition, make it more fun. But uh, yeah, I would say the goals that I have still like haven't haven't been able to happen yet. Um, I would say I think an obvious one would you know be the draft, uh, or winning a CIF championships. Number one, actually.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm curious for a guy like you who toes the rubber back-to-back days with Duncan Marston.
Hmm.
Do you hear anything from the opposing dugout that's like, man, we faced 97 last night. Do we have to see 97 again? Like what is this? Why is it like this? Do you hear any whispers?
Uh, I don't really think people take it that way. I think it almost makes it like more fun for other teams. I don't. Um, I think I haven't personally heard anything like that, but I could imagine some people thinking that.
I can tell you, dude, when I was 16, I didn't want to see 92. I didn't want to
Yeah,
see 91. I didn't have a chance, especially at my age. I was not big enough to swing a bat that fast, but
yeah,
yeah, you guys are absolutely loaded on the mound. I'm curious, has anyone brought up the Giolito Flaherty like 1-2 punch kind of thing from 10 years
yeah,
ago?
yeah. I mean, I think I've heard that a few times now, and it's. I mean, it's a very, very cool comparison. They're great pitchers. So to be compared to those guys, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. So what do you like doing more, man? Do you like pitching? Do you like having full control, or would you rather be a bat?
Um, I think there's like a consensus that I don't really like pitching, but I wouldn't say like I like pitching. Um, if I had to choose one or the other, I would pick hitting just because I like playing every day,
Hmm.
and with pitch you can't pitch every day. Um,
True.
so I would say hitting.
I really every time I see you, I walk away just thinking the tools on the left side of the infield are so loud that I would almost hate for them to be wasted on the mound. Not that it's wasted, but you're such a good defender at short, and you've got such a big arm, especially for your size. I'm curious, has that always been your play style? Has it always come naturally for you, that grace on the dirt?
Uh, yeah, I would say yeah. I kind of moved around all throughout high school. I think I started freshman year. I was outfield, I think left field. Yeah, left field. And then I went to third sophomore year, and then third junior year, but then had to fill in center field for a while, and then shortstop this year. So I would say kind of just the contrast of being able to play all those positions kind of, excuse me, helps with that. But yeah, it's kind of always been that way.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So as you look forward, developmentally, where are you
Mhm.
trying to improve? You look between now and July, or now when you enroll at Texas. What's the one area of your game that you're really cognizant on improving?
I would say hitting for sure. Um, and just being more consistent. Like, yes, I did make adjustments, and it feels good right now. But being able to keep this going, um, so I don't go back to what this last summer was. So yeah, being more consistent, hitting wise, and I would say limiting my swing and miss. It's been a lot better, but I definitely think I can limit some more of that.
That's a very fair evaluation. I'm curious, being at Harvard-Westlake, you guys have all the resources in the world in terms of development and baseball and sports athletics. Do you
Hmm.
like to dig into the tech? I mean, do you kind of dig into the Rapsodo or the hit tracks, or do you kind of train that way at all?
No, yeah, never. I
Always been
don't
a
think.
field guy.
Always been a field guy. I mean, I've gone places and hit off hit tracks and stuff like that. I've seen a few numbers. Uh, we have a we have a rap soda, but we like rarely ever use it. So like
Hmm.
I've seen a few bullpens with it on, but I really couldn't tell you what any of it meant. I know a
Yeah,
little bit, but not like in too much detail.
all a gut feel guy. All right, I got two more questions, and then I'll bounce a couple questions out of left field to you.
Yeah.
Um, You're a big shortstop. I mean, there's no getting around that. I'm curious if there's a guy in the big leagues right now that you watch and not necessarily model your game after, but you see a little bit of yourself in that guy.
I would say the blaring one is Corey Seager.
Hmm.
Uh, I've kind of always liked watching him. Um, but I would definitely say I do try to model my game after him. Not specifics, but just we're both like almost 6'4", 6'5". Hit lefty, throw righty. Like it's a good guy to watch.
That is a good guy to watch. Um,
Yeah.
okay, actually, we'll jump into the questions out of left field here and get you out of here. I'm curious if you were to play another 25 years
Hmm.
and you were only allowed one walk-up song for the next 25 years, can't ever change it. What are you going with?
Oh, good God. I would say, um,
Tough, right?
yeah, no, that's really hard. I'm actually gonna look on my phone because I know the song I'm thinking of, but I'm forgetting the name right now.
Okay. Okay. Are you a hip hop, R&B, rock
I
and
would,
roll? Like what's your flavor
I,
on the field?
I would say definitely listen to more hip hop than anything else. Um,
Okay.
Still Dre, Dr. Dre, and Snoop Dogg.
See, I love it when someone pulls something 25 years old and reps it as their song now, man. That's speaking my language.
Yeah, it was my walk up song my sophomore year. Definitely
What do
one
you,
of my favorites.
what are you going with this year?
Right now it's No Hook 2 by Key Glock.
That's not one I know of. So we're just gonna go with Still Dre.
Yeah.
All right, man. Last question. You played for Team USA, one of the best rosters in the world every year. And you
Hmm.
got to meet a lot of dudes. Also, you spent a ton of time on the showcase circuit last year. Got to meet a ton of dudes. I'm curious, out of all those players that you hung around with, played ball with all summer, who's the one guy that no shot you'd let him date your sister?
Oh, no shot. Oh, man. um, Oof. Andre Madugno.
Andre, huh?
Andre.
That's a good pull. I haven't gotten Andre's name, but I'll get Andre on this. I'll get Andre on this program. I'll throw it back at you.
Yeah.
See whether or not he throws Bryce Rainer's name down. Uh, Bryce, hey, listen, whether or not you end up drafted early in July or whether or not you end up in Austin, dude, I love watching you play ball. It's an exceptional brand of defense. You make it look easy, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the future holds for you, my man.
Thank you.